Hey gamers, welcome back to another DSP video. We're gonna start on January 1st, 2025 because something very funny, hilarious even, happened during that year. So let's just start before we get into the podcast from this year. So let's get going.
Really slow start with RPG Overload and Baldur's Gate 3, but then kind of recovering and coming back up.
I will say I was kind of lost as to even if I should include this video into what I want to talk about the whatever. But I figured why not, right? So this may be a long one, so get ready. Blech. Okay.
And then, of course, Kino Casino happened, right? Now,
Oh,
I want to give you
shit.
guys a little bit of background
All right, here's some
because
background.
I've never told the full story. Are you ready for this? I'm going to tell you an exclusive story that no one knows.
No one knows this story. There's so many stories. It's so funny. There's no at this point it's like a mythology. It's gonna be there's gonna be Norse mythology, Greek mythology, American mythology, and then there's DSP mythology.
Ready?
Ready?
You guys had been coming by and talking to me about Kino Casino for a few months. Notably, Kino Casino started covering Review Tech USA. Everyone knows
Whoa.
the obsession that Review Tech USA has with me, that he talks about me constantly, even to now. He literally did a Christmas Eve stream all about me.
Whoa.
Totally not obsessive, right? So, Kino Casino had been basically talking about Review Tech in a very negative way. And people had asked me, well, have you ever watched their show? Have you heard about what they're saying about Review Tech? They seem to be the only people covering Review Tech in a negative
By
light.
the way, you gotta love the mic placement. And by the way, DSP has assured us he wasn't able to move the mic at all. He was able to move it later on. I don't remember the mic being that cartoonishly high. In September or whatever. So funny. So silly.
While you have been harassed by this guy for years, been trying to talk about him and expose him, and no one cares what you say because, you're a meme, you're a lolcow, right?
Yeah, lolcow.
And I was like, no, I don't know who Kino Casino is. I've never really heard of them. So after a few people kept coming by and mentioning them in my chat, I said, you know what? Just on a whim, this was like in July. I said, I'm going to check these guys out.
It's so funny. He's saying this, and then first off, he told us later that year, oh, I snaked them, I cased them out, which is what? And then now the new lore, the brand new story is hot off the presses, is that he knew that they were gonna start talking about him, so he wanted to get ahead of it. Now, I will say, this does kind of lead some credence to that. But I think it's very simple what's just going on. Like every other DSP lie, it's just these half-truths that he twists into random lies that he can use to market himself. He looked at them because people told him, oh, it could just be a random dude in his chat, Phil, Kino Casino is gonna turn you an asshole. And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna look at them. I'm gonna take a look at them, man. He watches them, kind of like how he reads Kiwi Farms. Then was like, okay, I'm gonna milk them, bleh, or whatever. And I do think to a degree, he was maybe hoping he was gonna convert them. He was gonna pignatize them into being his fans. And I feel like he kind of thought that was gonna happen, but then he realized that they were just doing whatever, and we saw what happened. I just think he doesn't want to seem like an idiot, but he could have just not done any of this. It's really silly. It's like you're willing to do cocaine to bust the guy who sold you the cocaine, but you're not a cop, you're not a detective, you're just a random civilian trying to be a vigilante, and then before you know it, you're addicted to cocaine, and you're like, what did I do? That was not a good example, but you know what I mean. You get
Out
the
and see what they're
gist.
all about. I'm curious because I never venture outside of my comfort zone ever. I want to see what it is that people are talking about. So I went over to Kick one night and I checked out one of their archived streams. And I started seeing them talk about Rich, and I was like, wow, they are
Wow.
destroying this guy and they're exposing him for things I don't even know about. Because again, I don't pay attention to these guys. These people obsess about me. It's not the other way around. So who even knew that any of this stuff was going on, right? And
Right.
then, of course, I watched them make fun of me. I watched them actually have clips about me. They said things about me. They said things about my wife, right? They said all these things. I'm like, man, so they seem
Man.
to be pretty rough to everyone, right?
Whoa,
And
they're equal
the
opportunity
funny part about it
let's say
is, someone
gangsters.
like that, I get it. I totally get what they're
Jokesters,
doing.
dude.
I do. And it's entertaining too. Like I was watching it and I was laughing at the show, even when they were making fun of me. And I was like, "Ugh," you know,
This dude, man, the king of uh poorly aged statements. Like, man.
it's rough to hear people roast you. It is. Well, it's still entertainment. It's actually enjoyable. So
And now he's like, they're drama farmers, and they're stuck in the past, and they're doo-doo heads.
I got it. I was like, you know what? Here's some guys who they've just started to talk about me. Okay. They're just dipping their toe into the bullshit detractor sphere that's around Darkside Phil. I'm going to reach out to them. So I did.
There's a lot of weird noises. I don't know what's going on, but I don't know if it's him or whatever. But anyways, this does again lead into the whole I'm gonna get ahead of the drama, dude, and I'm gonna like play with the Keto Casino. And it's like and it just makes me wonder. It makes me wonder, what if DSP didn't do this or whatever and you let it go, right? And you just like what did he think was gonna happen?
I did. I actually at first DM'd them on Twitter. And I said, hey, are you guys the hosts of the Kino Casino show? I want to make sure that these are the right people I'm talking to. And it took a few days, but then
Oh my
actually they
god, the mic, dude.
DM'd them on Twitter. And I said, hey, are you guys the hosts of the Kino Casino show? I want to make sure that these are the right people I'm talking to. And it took a few days, but then actually they responded back. I think it was Ashton who actually responded back first. And he was like, yeah, this is really Ashton from the show. What's going on? I'm surprised to hear from you. And we had a conversation back and forth a little. And basically the conversation was like, listen, I've seen your show. I've heard that you guys are making fun of me, but you're also like slamming review tech and all of this. And
So he DM'd this. Did this happen? I
you
don't
know,
know, dude.
just so you know,
I don't remember.
I'd be open to a conversation to talk about this kind of stuff, or whatever. And
Yeah.
basically kind of
So
behind
so I will say again, all these like lies he told, oh, I was the king snake. I did this. Like these are all like wrestling promos. But I do think there was that he just wanted to like try to damage control and guide them away. Like it was like he was trying to show to them, I'm actually cool, guys. Look how cool I am. And then they're like, Phil, you're a piece of shit. And then he's like, okay, well, I got what I wanted. I got the whales. I got support. Duh. And we all saw what happened. Like, that's all that happened. And I think I said this even when he was doing the snake stream. It just seemed that he just wanted to milk them, obviously, but also just like hoping to get them to change their mind, because this dude is obsessed with pigmatizing people.
the scenes started having a convo that led to us have a shocking out of nowhere appearance on Kino Casino in early August. Now, you guys remember what happened. Everyone told me not to do it right here on this very show. I talked to you
Oh
guys
my
about it.
god.
And I was like, and you guys were like, no, don't.
Oh man, hell yeah. They were like crying, right? Like Jade.
Don't do it. It's another side scrollers. It's another setup. You're going to get destroyed by these guys. That's all they want, right?
Wah.
So obviously I had that in my mind going into it,
Obviously.
but I felt like at that point, okay, I need to do something different. I can't just sit here and do the same thing over and over. And this might be an opportunity. At the very least, are going to
Right.
do what they're going to do no matter what. And every
Okay.
once in a while, you got to take a shot at something. You know, it's kind of like, how can I say? In life, you're going to be treated badly by people. All right? It's just going to happen.
So he's saying that Kino Casino was going to exploit him. They were going to do that. So let them exploit him, I guess. Because he could also exploit them by getting attention. But again, it just shows you that this dude has no principles and no beliefs. He believes in nothing.
It's inevitable. But just because you get treated badly by people, I'd like to think that you shouldn't just close yourself off and lose faith in general. Because if you
Oh my
do,
god, this
you're going to miss out on
mic
so many
setting.
positive opportunities.
Like, it's so far away, I can't get over. He thought this was a good setup. The mic is so far away. It's like if I start doing videos like this. Hi guys! Welcome to, like... Oh man.
Opportunity in your life. Just because you had a bad experience once or twice or 5 times or 10 times or 50 times. Well, in my case, I've had a lot of bad experiences.
Right. I'm just gonna skip ahead.
I'm going to end up sitting here, 70 years old, withered and gray, and only having done the same kind of content and never.
He is doing the same kind of content. Whatever. We're gonna go to the podcast he did with this great cool hoodie. He called this a sweatshirt jacket style in the Daily Wrap, and I'm just like, dude, it's a hoodie. It's a zip up hoodie. That's what you're wearing.
Because, ladies and gentlemen, today is January 1st, 2026. It's time to hit the ground running.
I want to see something. Did he keep that mic in the same position now? Because I feel like he keeps it. He is playing
And
Call
get
of
5
Duty.
kills with the needle drone.
So what he's doing now, by the way, in Call of Duty, he is running polls about loadouts. He cannot play a video game on his own anymore. Okay, no, he kept it there. Okay. He cannot play video games on his own. His chat needs to play every single game.
Running here on DSP Gaming because we've got a lot of exciting things.
Okay. I'm just gonna jump ahead.
Cast for 2026. So sit back and relax.
Sit back and relax.
Well, and I hope that you are ready for a brand new year here on DSP.
Brand new year.
No matter what it is that you were doing, as you can see. So, anyway,
there's some
welcome,
I want to
welcome,
watch. I have
and
no attention.
I'm
I don't
excited
know
for today. I'm excited
where
for
everything is in
the
this
future.
podcast, by the way. So
I hope that you guys are as well.
All right.
I can't find my pop-ups. So
okay, I do not care about your pop-ups. They're all bad, by the way.
Things that are going to change and or
it's all. Get ready for
improve in 2026.
That's his fucking
as a direct
pop-ups.
result of some of the things that we saw happen, to be honest, just in the last few months. Easier with all my new equipment. I mean, just
oh my god,
in
this
the last
music
month,
is so
the dramatic
bad. It's so bad. Like, this really is making it like hard to listen to. Like, oh my
of
god,
improvements that have happened around here as a result of me doing all these hardware improvements. It's like night and day amazing, isn't it? To be able to play any game with surround sound, to be able to actually have great controls that work when I play Call of Duty so I'm not massively lagged, to have a microphone that's sounding amazing, to have background music that people have asked me for so many years.
They wanted
instead
good
of
music.
Dead air. All of these great improvements that now we're going to be
implementing. And again, the
implementing.
dead air complaint is really just because he like, I don't Q&A. And it's like, if you're not getting any questions, just wrap it up. Like, that's the complaint. Like, at least in my opinion, that's what I was like. That was pissing me off. But he would just sit there in silence, and adding music does not change that, because it's like you're wasting time just sitting there like rocking back and forth.
implemented in the new year, but not just equipment upgrades, but mentality upgrades, the way that I tackle content. Because of that, I end up only sticking with a few games. Instead, we can branch out and do things a little differently this year.
I
And
was trying to
definitely
find
think
if he
that's
said the same
the
thing
attitude that
last
I
year,
want
but
to
I
have.
couldn't.
Is
So
I would much rather
gave
be a
up on
guy
that.
who
Well,
explores
we got
a
that
lot
Keto
of
Casino
games
thing,
and then
which is really
focuses in
funny.
on a few that are great, rather than the guy that plays only a few games.
Okay. Yeah.
But aren't you the guy that just full playthroughs of all games? So every time we see you start a game, we can depend that you're going to finish it. Well, the thing is,
He said that this was bad business because it's exploitative. He was being very dramatic. He's a very dramatic little piggy, but he was saying like it's exploitative because you're just disposing games left and right and all this other weird shit. Like again, why doesn't DSP just be a normal person and just play video games? Why does he have to put other people down to put himself on a pedestal? Like, oh guys, uh this guy, it's like come on. Come on, dog.
almost no one does that anymore. That's a very outdated mentality. What it means is that you're limiting the games that you're
He bragged about this though. He's like, "Yeah, nobody does this, but I do because I care about games and I love you or whatever the fuck." But now he's like, "Yeah, man, this is actually more chill to do it this way. I thought it was bad." And now he's like saying that, "Yeah, it's outdated." Like he never learns. He never learns this lesson of like maybe instead of like he will say, "I learned not to have the knee-jerk reaction of saying things are bad," but he will always do it anyway. Wait until like a new emerges in 2026. He'll say it's stupid and awful and evil and fucked up and evil. And then in like 5 years, he'll be like, "Guys, this is really cool." Like, come on.
that you're going to explore. And to be honest, the reason that I really did that in the past is very simple, okay? Because I didn't have a lot of funds. I just didn't have the means.
Yeah, this is all it is. It's just fucking coping. Just coping. I can't do this thing. So it's so terrible and evil, and what I'm doing right now that I'm only able to do is amazing, and you must love it, and it's amazing. And then the second he's able to get these toys, wow, this is really cool. I love everything about it. Like, this is, like, he really is not fighting the allegation that he's a fucking child in a fucking 40-year-old body while acting like a boomer. This dude is, like, insane. Like, I've never seen anyone act like this. Like, anyone. Like, the only one that comes to mind is honestly Chris Chan. And it like that's it, but it's like a very like light comparison at this point.
to jump about and say, let's try a game today and a game today and a game today. I couldn't do it. You know, I bought a game or 2 or 3 games a month and I had to focus on those games. And now,
But he did that in the past though. He has done this before in other ways, demo day or whatever, and he said that he like, I mean, he says it here too, where it's like, "Oh, I can't do that. It costs a lot of money." But then when people are like, "Okay, Phil, that's a lot of money. Why don't you play indie games? Those are cheap." And he's like, no, indie games are like a buffet. You know what's good? Like it's just nonsense." And even when he had Game Pass for multiple years, by the way. And he's like, "I can't do this. I can't play a random game on Game Pass." Code Vein was on Game Pass, and he like didn't even want to try the game. But he did convince himself that there were boobs and boobs exist, and that's scary. Like he every time he talks about Code Vein, it's like, and he makes it sound as if like you get far to a point in the game, and then like the main character is like in like a whole like room of boobs, and they're everywhere. Like that's how he makes it sound, and it's like that's not the game. I don't think that's the game.
now things are very, very different thanks to all of you. So now we have the ability to explore more. DSP Gaming can now be a channel where you get exposure to a wide variety of different kinds of games to see if they're...
I thought that's what you were doing anyway, Mr. Variety Streamer. This is how he sold his channel every year. I'm a variety streamer. You don't know what you're gonna see. And he played other random fucking games anyway. This is just a PR segment.
They're your cup of tea to see if they float your boat and if it's something that you would like to check out. Oh, and by the way, if
And this is like so not natural and at all. He tells us that he's so real with us and he's like down to earth and this that, but he's talking to us as if he's like pitching us a show. Like we're a bunch of network executives and he's pitching us a pilot. Okay, guys, like, NBC, you can have me on your show. We're gonna do a late night show called DSP Gaming Real, and I'm gonna play all kinds of shows, and it's gonna be this kind of game, that kind of game, and it'll be this and that. And it's like, dude, like, you're a streamer, you play video games.
you're enjoying yourself,
He really wants to treat this as if he's like a TV show creator. Like he's creating a TV show. Like he's on par with like David Lynch, Martin Scorsese, Vince Gilligan, whatever, and he isn't. He's just a dude that can stream online. Like this is not a prestigious career he's in. Like you're just streaming video games, dude. Nobody who streams video games talks about their fucking streams like this. Like he really, every time he talks about other content and slop or whatever the fuck, he really wants to sound like Martin Scorsese talking about how Marvel movies are like amusement park rides. And it's like, it doesn't hit the same when it's coming from DSP because Martin Scorsese at least makes movies. He makes stories and he has to like create a script for people to like read or whatever. Like, what does he do? Plays video games. There's nothing creative about what he's doing. Like, he says this about drama video creators like me and Tevin and everybody. It's like, yeah, this is not a creative work of art. It's fucking, hey, this dude sucks. This is why I think it sucks. Like, come on.
yourself. If you're having a good time, then stick around because if I do a good playthrough, you probably want to watch the whole thing, right? So it's definitely one of the biggest things that's going to change this year. Like Broden just said it in chat, games are also releasing at a way higher rate now. With indie games in the mix, it's almost daily. Exactly right. You got to think
He
back
said back then that all these indie games that come out, you don't know what's good. But here's the problem. I was also debating including the gaming schedule update thing in this because he doesn't know anything. He kept asking in his chat, "What do you think is going to be viral? What's going to be viral?" I talked about this in my last video as well, by the way. But it's like this dude is talking about this, and it's like, why don't you just find a game you're interested in and try that instead of like, what do you want me to play? What do you think? Like, what do you think? You're streaming, dude. But it's like, but then he'll say like, I don't want to force a game on you. I want to be more like interactive with the games that we pick. But it's like, why not just pick multiple games you find interesting and see what happens? But he's so afraid of picking a game that's gonna be a dud, and then people say, "Well, Phil, the game you picked is garbage." And you're like, yeah, whatever. He's gonna be like fucking insecure about it. Like, I don't know, man. Grow up.
when I started on YouTube as a content creator, at most in a given month, you'd have 10 big releases at most. And that was on a month that was heavy, right? Now, you're talking nearly daily, you've got a new game dropping. So,
And I think it's also a product of what's going on in gaming. Like he's not gonna say because he wants to make it seem like he is Mr. Indie now or whatever. But obviously, AAA games are gonna go on a much slower pace because it takes longer to do R&D, whatever. Like you're not gonna get as many games now as you did back then. So this is just cope and then also LARPing as if he now loves indie games. It's all fake. It's all garbage.
with that much going on, it definitely makes more sense as a person who is covering gaming and the industry that I would
And it's gonna be
basically
funny.
be covering.
It's gonna be kind of funny when we get to like later on in the year and more AAA slop comes out, and he's gonna tell us we have to play the slop, guys. We have to. You guys are here for the new games.
More games. Doesn't mean I'm going to play them all
Again, it's very easy to brag how you love indie games when all we have coming out soon is only Resident Evil 9. Like, that's the only AAA game that's coming out so far. So it's very easy to be Mr. Indie when there's no other AAA game. Like, this is really like you're an alcoholic and you're in a room with no alcohol, and then you're like, guys, I'm cured. I'm not an alcoholic anymore. Yippity dippity. And then like the next day, you see a beer bottle like right on the floor, like, and then you start drinking it because clearly you didn't have enough time away to start to have genuine like courage and strength to not succumb to the temptations, right?
to completion. But I want to do a more exploratory style content this year where we do a lot of streams where we're doing game tryouts and things like that. And hey, if they're good and they stick, we play more. And also, you got to understand
Game Night?
that maybe
Remember
not every
that?
game will be
I
good
remember.
long term. Maybe we'll play a game 2-3 streams, it's great, and then it fizzles out. I mean, we had a few of those recently. For example, Mega Bonk or Power Wash Simulator
Yeah,
2,
didn't hit the
or a few
criteria.
others where
the
we played them
DSP
2-3
criteria.
streams. They worked well, but after a while, you realize you've
And,
kind of
and
seen.
he was kind of crashing out about these not working. It's so bizarre. Like he doesn't act, like he acts as if it's no big deal that these games didn't stop working, but he was like really acting like I don't know because he was like, guys, Power Wash Sim worked. Now it isn't. What's going on? Do you guys not want chill games? Like he was being really awkward about these games not working, and he gets like low key stressed out about it. But I guess now this is him trying to like not do that anymore. But again, just like it's so insane. This like streaming video games is like the most like natural thing people can do when they have the ability to stream. And this dude is like finding ways to kind of take the fun out of it. Like I did that challenge of drawing every single day, and I saw videos during that, by the way, where people were like explaining why you shouldn't do that, why it's a bad thing, and I agree with it. It's not like great to do that. I did a whole video kind of talking about this too, but uh but a lot of it's around like you're trying to make finished pieces every day, and it kind of like makes you like do like actually like uh it's detrimental to your skill level basically. Like it kind of is too much. It's like in the opposite extreme that you should be when you're doing art or whatever. Like there's a balance you have to kind of maintain with all of this, and you need to take a break and all that blah blah blah. When I was doing that challenge, I was aware of that, and I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna like try to soften that by saying I don't need to do finished drawings every day. It could just be a sketch, a doodle, whatever. And I could also like work on the same piece multiple times as long as like it's a significant change. Like I do line art one day, the next day I color it, the next day I polish it, whatever. Like that kind of thing. Like I would do things that would kind of make it more manageable. And it kind of kept me going. But this dude is doing this and is like tearing himself, like ripping his hair out over what game he's playing, what game doesn't work, or whatever. And it's like, you don't need to do this.
Seen everything the game had to offer, and it gets a little bit on the boring side, so time to move on. And that's okay. Again, we have to get people into the mentality that this is not a channel where every time you come here, I'm playing the same 3 games in their entirety, and this is 3 months of content. Okay?
What's gonna happen is that he's gonna do this in some weird, cringe, bad way that's just wrong. And people are gonna say, Phil, I don't like this. I'm like, you told me to change. I changed. And now you say it's bad? You're a fucking troll. Even though, like, you could change, like, it's what he said about the fucking music. You said you want music. I added music. And like, this is like, I'm gonna use DSP's favorite example, guys. It's like you have a sandwich shop and you don't use cheese, you just make a normal ham sandwich. And then a dude comes in, says, you need cheese. Add cheese to your sandwich. Add cheese. And then you're like, okay. And then you add moldy cheese. Old ass cheese that's disgusting. It was on the floor for like a year. There's mold growing on it. A rat shat on it. All these disgusting things. Then you put that in the sandwich. And they're like, what the fuck? This cheese is fucked up. You asked me for years you wanted cheese. I gave you cheese. Eat it. Like, yeah, you gave them cheese, but it's not like the cheese they wanted. Like, that's what this is. People want this thing. He does it in a weird way that's not good, and then it's like, you wanted this. Like, no nuance to anything. No reasonable, like, thought about it. But it's like, well, I can't do this because of copyright ID. But I thought you get support from, like, donations. But also, like, he could play game music where he didn't get claimed. Like, he could play Street Fighter 6 music right now, and the video will not be claimed. He thinks it will be for some weird reason, but it won't. But whatever, okay.
I really do feel that covering more.
But I also would just ask simply, if he's gonna play these, like, content ID free songs, make them make sense. These songs sound random and intrusive. Like, it's just obnoxious sometimes. Like, he did have one track that was at least tolerable. And he can't even play that. Because he wants to be variety. But he lets the fucking AI, boombox, whatever the fuck, make those decisions. Why not just play fucking chill music? Like, I don't know, like fucking lo-fi beats, I don't know. But it's all just loud music that just sounds insane. Like an insane person picked them.
At a faster pace is going to benefit myself, you, and everyone in general. It's going to allow me to be more successful in the new year. This will be one of the major changes that we're going to tackle. In fact, we're going to talk about that right now as we go through the schedule.
He said this, by the way, last year as well. I guess we're just going to have to, like, drop games, guys. That's the future. And now he's saying, now we will do that. Right.
You'll see there's a couple of games in there that are exploratory games. I don't know if these will pan out to be big playthroughs that'll last months, or if they'll just be a couple more streams, okay? Sound good? All right. So, by the way, good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing?
By the way, good morning,
Welcome
everyone.
to the channel.
By the way.
Copium.
Okay, we're just going to skip ahead.
Babby Girl. Just for Phil. See on YouTube, it's like normal. But anyway.
It's so annoying. He keeps, like, shitting on Twitch, and then he's like, oh, see, the names? They all are stupid. Look how stupid they are. And mentally deficient. Yeah, I guess they are if they keep coming back to be abused by Phil, right? Blech.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the show. Good positive
Phil
vibes,
said it,
nothing
not
but
me.
fun today. All right, good stuff. I don't know.
Good
Some people were
stuff.
saying something about something is wrong.
Okay, I do not need to listen to that.
The first contribution of the... Thank you so very much. First contributor.
I don't even want to ask if that's AI. Because some of these angles clearly are not in the game, and this is like, why?
To the channel of the whole new year. That's amazing. Thanks for all of the streams last year. I'm looking forward to seeing how great this year will be.
I don't care. How
This is the person who likes having Frankie in the party for when we...
Right, Frankie. Yeah, we all love
$20
Frankie.
contribution ago, but this person keeps contributing because they want them in the party every
Okay.
Pokemon. It's a $20 contribution.
We keep explaining.
I guess
this.
we're somehow on
Okay, dude, come on.
actually get ahead of the drama, get ahead of
Oh, okay. Here we go.
essentially stuff like that. What we want to do today is just kind of put it to rest, say goodbye 2025, and talk about what went right, what went wrong, stuff like that. Okay? So first off, 2025, okay, last year started off essentially, how can I say, basically really uncertain, right? I would say so. Because if you remember in 2024,
Very uncertain.
I did a collaboration with a bunch of drama farmers on the
Drama
internet. And the reason I
farmers.
did it is because I got wind that they were going to start covering me in depth.
The getting wind is just people in his chat were like occasionally mentioning them. And he did respond. Like, a dude did ask him about Kino Casino, and he was like, I'm never gonna work with them. I hate drama. And then, like, a week later, he's like, guys, I love Kino Casino and their accessories and all this other shit. Like, you know, bullshit. It's a hate army video. You could find it. But this dude was like saying, I'm not gonna do shit with them. He says in the New Year 2024 video, or 2025, I guess, whatever, that like, oh, I'm gonna tell you guys what you guys don't know. I reached out to them. You guys were talking about them, and I checked them out, and they were cool, and I reached out to them. They were making fun of me, but I was laughing. It was funny. And now there's like a bunch of drama farmers, and I was trying to get ahead of it. Like, this is like an extreme retcon, or at least like another version of what's going on. Again, everything he tells you is always a grain of like, it's enough wiggle room where if you say, Phil, you're lying, and they'll be like, no, see, look at this, and then he'll have like a vein of truth to it. But it's also not honest enough where he looks like a little bitch. Like, that's all he does. That's why he lied to them about Kat's health. Now, he didn't, like, he could easily say, well, she did have a stomach ache, but she wasn't, like, she didn't have cancer. But it's like such this ambiguity and nonsense with it. It's like stupid. And nothing, and it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it still makes him look bad. Like, that's his ability. His special power is to lie and still come out looking bad. Like, he could lie or be honest, and it doesn't matter. He looks bad regardless. And even if you take this at his word, let's agree, or at least think, accept the idea, right, that he was trying to get ahead of it. Why? Like, this dude says it's a waste of time to do this, and what was he hoping to accomplish? He was already going, like, he knew the June the King documentary was gonna happen anyway. But all it is he either wanted to lessen the blow and try to and play along, because like he knew directly that people said, I'm gonna pretend to be his fan, and I'm gonna glaze him. And Phil's like, okay, so I could use him wanting to glaze me to soften the WWE champion segment. Even though even in the June the King documentary, it just ended with, well, he might be, but we can't prove it, so who knows? Of course.
And I wanted to get ahead of the ball in this one, rather than just be sitting around and kind of,
Please honestly ask yourself, what would have happened if he didn't get ahead of it? Because every day, or, somebody could start making a video about DSP and say he's a doo-doo head. Any day. So what difference would it be for Kino Casino to say, DSP is a doo-doo head? Like, it's just another content. Like, all it is just more people for DSP to say, these people are idiots. Like, what everyone does anyway with anyone. Like, that's just how the internet is. Ugh.
Being behind it and ignoring it, I said maybe this is a case where I could actually get ahead of the drama, get ahead of the nonsense. So I worked with these guys for months. We did content, we did collabs, we did all this stuff. But when 2025 started, basically it had already dried up. I mean, I'd only been working with these guys for like 3.5 months.
What does it mean it dried up? Well, because, sorry. But what does it mean it dried up? First off, he was still hitting the King's tax, whatever the fuck, mostly every stream or whatever. He was still getting money from that. He was getting the same attention, whatever, like, it was all the same. Like, what dried up? Like, okay.
Months, but nothing was really working. I was on their show. It ended up being boring.
He was on their show like 2 times. And he didn't do anything else. And like, it was his fault. He was not really doing anything. He's always awkward. Watch him play Arc Raiders and with a mic. Yo, don't chat. And that's how much he contributes. Like, he doesn't try to be funny. He's like whatever, because he can't. He can't talk to people.
Boring because I'm not a drama guy and I don't give a crap about their stupid lolcow universe that they've created for themselves. So we were brainstorming different kinds of content.
He doesn't care about.
And one of the things that we
This is really dumb. The lolcow universe, like the only one that has a lolcow universe is fucking Keemstar. Keemstar has a whole fucking like show network of different lolcow live spin-offs and nonsense. And he's attributing that to Kino Casino, who doesn't even have that. Kino Casino is just 2 guys that's doing shit on Kick. That's like it. Like, there was like one image someone posted, I don't know who it was or whatever, that like, oh, there's lolcow Live, lolcow Queens, lolcow this, lolcow that, like, but this is like a Keemstar thing. And this dude is like talking about a lolcow universe about Kino Casino that they made. What did they make? What?
We decided to bring back from my past was actually a wrestling commentary show called Smart Guys that I had been running way back when. And
again, like, he was telling us as well, he was not going to do this forever in the snake bit. Oh, I was gonna do it for a while, then I was gonna run off with the money. Again, this is behavior, yet again, that he said was bad. Oh, these people, they do drama, and then they take the bag and run. Like Craig did when he was doing, Monetize the Hate or whatever the fuck. But that's bad. But when DSP does it, it's meaningful and cool and fun. He tried to make it work, but it didn't work. Right. But then when Craig tried that and it didn't work out, he took the bag and ran. Huh? So when he did it and it didn't work out, it just didn't work out. It's fine. But when Craig tried to do something to monetize the trolls, oh, well, he was exploiting them and he took their money and ran. Okay.
I think it was like 2010 or 2011 through like 2014, but then I had retired it. So me getting back into pro wrestling was definitely going to be a pretty risky thing because I hadn't watched it in so many years. I was aware that one of the people...
It was gonna be... Oh my god, this sounds like he is a fake fan, honestly. The only people... Like, it's like... Guys, I'm gonna do a One Piece podcast, but it's gonna be risky. That would mean I have to watch the show and talk about it. Like, you're like, but Theo, I thought you want to watch it. Like, you know, it's like, that would be kind of insane. Like, this is, like, the only way it'd be risky is if you're afraid to be found out that you're a fake fan. Like, that's what this is.
Who I had collabed with was a pro wrestling fan. To be honest, I think they're actually a bigger pro wrestling fan than I am.
By the way, he mocked PPP for being a fan. Like, he was like, oh, PPP has these fucking bros and he thinks he's so cool, but it's stupid. I hate somebody, it's stupid. He mocked him for that. And now he's like, well, he's a genuine fan. He loves wrestling. But I thought you said it was bad or whatever the fuck.
They showed up to the show with multiple
titles. It's so like insane. He's like telling us that it was risky for him to do a wrestling podcast because the other guy was a huge wrestling fan. My guy, that makes you sound like you're fake as fuck. and this dude kept hyping up doing reviews for Fallout. He hyped up a podcast to review the Fallout Season 2 Episode 1 whatever, and he never did. Probably because he was scared. He was like, oh, these people know I'm a fake fan of Fallout. I can't let them know. Because he's a fake
title belts that they had spent hundreds of dollars on, and I'm like, I would never do that.
Yeah, only on
but
Champions.
The thing was, which became abundantly clear within about a month, it wasn't really about wrestling like I had wanted it to be. this person essentially wanted to try to farm more drama. And obviously,
But you let it happen. Like, this is so silly and ridiculous. He barely, like, argued it or anything. And again, like, the wrestling podcast probably didn't work out because who's gonna listen to DSP talk about wrestling? And a lot of stuff he was reading was just summaries. Like, it's. Come on. Come on. It's like when I did the review of like Perfect Blue, the Chainsaw Man movie, To Be Hero X, it's like instead of like watching those things, I just read a Wikipedia summary and I talked about it. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you like talk about it? Why would we listen?
it would have benefited me if the show took off, which it did at first. But ultimately, when the show becomes more about drama than wrestling, what's going to happen is you're only going to get a crowd that wants drama. And if you decide to not do it, or if it just
By
doesn't
the way,
have any
he has a footrest and he was doing these crazy motions, by the way.
anything too interesting in a given week, it just doesn't work. So even trying to farm drama from that fan base only worked a few times, and then after that, the show was
Wait, what?
or if it just doesn't have anything too interesting in it first. But ultimately, when the show becomes more about drama than wrestling, what's going to happen is you're only going to get a crowd that wants drama, and if you decide to not do it, or if it just doesn't have anything too interesting in a given week, it just doesn't work. So even trying to farm drama from that fan base.
So he did all this to farm drama. Okay.
Only worked a few times, and then after that, the show was drying up with attendance and support.
So he kind of makes it sound as if it was his idea to dance around in his underwear, show us his feet. All that was Phil's idea. I don't know.
And all of that. So, for those who don't know, watching pro wrestling and doing a show like that, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of time investment because pro wrestling has a lot of very long shows and things that are going.
If you like what you're watching, it's fine. But this dude, like, really hates doing anything. This dude is so lazy. It's, like, insane. He can't even be bothered. Like, just today, he was talking about One Piece. Now, I understand. You may look up a guide or find out what episodes are filler, what are not, whatever. Because I've done that. I've actually have, like, an episode guide. But, like, it's not that hard. Literally, the website's like, okay, episodes 1 through, like, 44 are, like, story. There's semi-filler and filler. I'm just skipping that shit and going to the next, like, main arc. Because I'm reading the manga, so I don't really need to watch, like, semi-filler, semi-canon episodes. But it's like, that's it. It's not even that hard. A dude's like, yeah, I watched, like, 3 episodes a night. He's like, oh my god, 3 episodes? How can you do that? It's like, it's an hour and 30 minutes. Like, that's a length of a movie. And if you're liking what you're watching, that's fine. Most shows are like 50 minutes at this point. Whatever. This dude is like insane.
Are going on. You've got Raw, you've got SmackDown, you've got NXT and the other stuff going on in between. You've got all the pay-per-view events, which really aren't pay-per-views anymore. I forget even what they call them now because they don't call them pay-per-views. But basically, it's a lot of time investment and a lot of watching stuff in order to be caught up with everything going on with pro wrestling. And to invest that amount of time just to turn on a stream and only have maybe a couple hundred viewers for a collaborative show. I mean, this is a guy that when he turns on his stream and does drama content, insulting people all day, he gets thousands of viewers. All of a sudden, we're deciding to do pro wrestling and we can only get a couple hundred. I think you can see the difference here, right? And so because of that, you know, it kind of was a stressful time at the beginning of the year. You know, here I was putting in extra effort, extra time, trying to do this crossover stuff. And it just wasn't really working. At the same time...
Like, what effort was in Smart Guys? It was just, he had notes, and it was like, okay, so they did this, and it's kind of stupid, and it was this, and it was that. Like, there was nothing interesting. Like, I don't know, I'm not a wrestling guy, so I'm, like, kind of biased to not care. So I wouldn't know. But it's like, I don't know. And honestly, I don't really care that much about these kind of, like, exclusive podcasts about shows. Like, you know, a lot of networks are doing that now. Like, oh, you watch Pluribus. Stay tuned and watch a Pluribus podcast. I'm like, I don't need to. I'm just going to watch it. Like, I may watch, like, a review or people talking about it or whatever after the fact. That's one thing. But I'm not gonna watch a weekly podcast about a show I'm also watching. I'd be more interested to see like people talk about the whole season as a whole, or like batches of episodes, but I don't need to see like every week. So I'm like, so okay, so Carol went to the supermarket. I think this seems interesting. It's like, I don't know.
The audience that I had gained by doing the collabs with these guys had already dwindled because I think people had realized DSP just doesn't do drama content, or he just doesn't want to. It's not that I can't.
But he did do drama content. Dude, he has drama content on his channel. He did it before Smart Guys. And he's like, I don't do drama. You did. The review tech react was his idea, by the way. He reacted to duty videos. He talked about COG. He talked about Ethan Ralph. He has talked about drama multiple times before Smart Guys revival. And he's acting as if that never happened.
The few times that I've done it, it went well. People found it entertaining. But I've told you guys that's just not the kind of guy that I am.
So then why did you do it? Like, that's like, I'm not a wrestling guy, but I'm going to watch wrestling. And I'm going to talk about it. Like, no.
All right? I'm not the kind of guy in the modern day that sits here and actively thinks, who can I insult today? Who can I watch and make fun of? Who can I degrade and bring down and just slander or defend?
Yeah, because, like, you're not going to actively look for that. Nobody actively does this. Like, only weirdos, like, name search themselves on Twitter or whatever the fuck. Like, insane people. But, like, this dude is like, whatever, okay. But he'll just keep vague talking about random trolls
to get ahead today. Okay? That's not me. Maybe that was me ages ago.
But the thing is, he was talking about people that talked about him. And he has done that anyway. He has always done that. What's the eat it? The spoon rant was directed at a viewer of his. Okay. Cool.
20 years ago when I was in my 20s and I was a troll in the Street Fighter community, but I have matured and changed
Trolling
as a person. I feel
the
like
way he trolls is just cope. It's just like, I was only pretending to be stupid. Like, that's the kind of defense he uses trolling for. Because if he was trolling, then why the fuck was he defending himself during the June the King react? During the June the King react, he hyped up saying, guys, you're not gonna believe the shit I did. I was so evil and stupid. And then he was like, okay, see, I did that because this person was a piece of shit. And he deserves, and I deserve, he should, oh my god, I'm like fucking up. He should apologize to me. All this shit. He was like defending the shit he was saying was trolling. Because this guy is a piece of shit. He doesn't believe what he's saying right now. Come on, get out of here. Get real.
I feel like I'm a better creator and a better guy than making that kind of content now. And to be honest, I've grown up and just don't want to do it. I'm married. I'm happily married with a wife, and I don't need to be causing drama and doing this kind of crap. I think it's beneath me. And quite honestly, it's toxic content.
So why did you do it? To get ahead of it is like, okay, of what? Of what? Like, he's acting as if, like, PPP was gonna upload, like, nudes or something. Like, he's like, guys, you're not gonna believe it. I got an inside scoop on Phil. You guys are not gonna believe this. He has a shrine of whatever the fuck. And all that happened was, like, Phil is stupid. Phil is a scammer. Phil is this. Like, just the usual shit you'd expect. And he's acting as if he, like, prevented them from doing whatever. But in the meanwhile, he gave them DMs that had nonsense in it. That they were like, look how dumb this guy is. But he got ahead of it by saying, oh, actually, I lied. Which doesn't make him look good, even if you look into what he said in the DMs. Like, it really is, like, insane. He keeps saying, well, I lied in the DMs. Okay, so you're willing to lie about your wife's health condition to a stranger. Again, like, does she know you lied about her? Does she know you did that? Like, hello? Like, what's wrong with you?
Content on the internet that helps absolutely no one and actually hurts human culture. Now, you might say, oh my God,
Again,
it's not.
he says this, but he had no qualms of involving his man and cat into the lying DMs. And he's acting as if he's so moral and ethical. Why did you have to include them? Oh, I got it, guys. He had to give him this big juicy bit so they can trust him. Yeah, because there's no other way they would have done it otherwise, right? Like, it's so stupid and insane. And then he mocks, like, PPP for believing him. Like, and then he'll get, like, it's so insane. It's the same issue over and over and over. He admits to lying and acts surprised when people don't believe him. He got mad. It's coming up at some point about WWE champions. But dude, during the window of time where you were playing the game, you said during that time, I would never play mobile games. I love my wife. And then you're like, yeah, I lied about that. And you don't think that people may apply that same logic now? And yeah, as if it's such hard work to pull out a phone to log in for a login streak. And again, this dude knows how the game works. You know he knows how it works. Like, if he really wants to prove us wrong, he should use his phone as a camera. I use my phone as a camera, so you guys know for a fact I'm not playing any mobile games because my phone's a camera, dude.
It's not all that serious, but to me, it is. Like, if all you do every day is you farm toxicity and drama and you hurt people to get ahead, you're actually hurting humanity as a whole. If you didn't exist and didn't make that content, the earth would be a better place. So why would I want to leave a legacy of harmful...
Wait, what?
You're actually hurting humanity as a whole. If you didn't exist and didn't make that content, the earth would be a better place. So why would I want to leave a legacy of harmful, toxic crap on this planet? I don't.
So then why did you do it?
And it took a lot of soul searching to figure that out.
No, there's no soul searching. No, this is bullshit. First off, he said so in this video, by the way, but multiple times. It wasn't working out. The well was dry, guys. And then he said that he got what he wanted and he left. I robbed the casino. I did this. I did that. I was done with it. And now he's like, I did soul searching. Dude, first off, if you were snaking them, you knew it wasn't forever and you were willing to leave anyway. It didn't take any soul searching. It was strategized and planned. Otherwise, then in this story, you were trying to get ahead of it. Okay, you worked it out. You were doing the work. Then you realized that it wasn't paying off, so you didn't want to do it. There was no soul searching in that equation. He just wants to sound so cool, so damn cool. Yeah, I did some real soul searching. He wants that scene in anime where like a dude redeems himself and he goes on a long walk and he thinks really long and deep and profoundly. Dude, fuck off. You're just a dumb fuck who just streams all day. You don't live a poetic, philosophical life.
Because I was doing well when I was making that content. I was actually making money and getting views, and every day people were coming to the stream saying, who's Phil going to insult today? Who's he going to react to and slam and, bring down? And it was
Nobody was saying this. Nobody was saying this. Because people were like, he's talking about COG, why? Huh? Like, nobody cared. The drama he did was, like, really lazy. He talked about fucking duty. And all he said was duty was like, his voice sounds weird. And then he had that weird segment where the guys, you gotta tell me, does Duty have a, okay, does he have a condition? Because you know what they say, I don't want this to happen, so is it Troog? And that, it was really weird and awkward, because this guy is weird and awkward. But it was like, nobody was like, oh, what's he gonna do today? It was just like, okay, man, like, shut up. And then, like, yeah, that one segment about Rich, the usual suspects he always goes to, and it's like, guys, he had a green screen of my podcast behind him. Bum, bum, bum.
About that for me, So early on this last year was rough. I was like, man, how am I going to maintain what I'm doing when already I've lost the drama viewers? The collabs I'm trying to do aren't really working. I want to get back on course. I want people to start coming to my streams again for games.
No, he said,
Okay, there's 3 roads, okay? Road 1. I'm a drama streamer and I go on tangents and I attack people and I am super evil. Or I become a shill and I sell product like an annoying commercial and I'm not real to you. Or I'm super meaningful and cool and you all love me. Which one do you want me to do? Right, the third one.
like, that's what happened.
In fact, a lot of people who are longtime viewers and fans of mine were actually coming to my streams and saying to me, dude, you've got to like get a reality check here.
No, people were telling him, can you stop? I know, like, drama, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And all he was telling him was, I'm not doing it every day, guys. Okay? I'm just doing it when it makes sense. And all this other, like, weasel words. And it could happen again, because guess what? He could do a stream, because it takes the right amount of bait, and he'll do it. Because if he perceives it as, like, oh, my dumb fuck fans may think it's real, I will address it. Because this dude will think so little of his own fans. He has to get ahead of all this stuff because he thinks they're so stupid. He thinks they're really dumb. Like, it's really silly. Like, it's kind of like what I was saying about, like, how he views about Patreon doing Patreon exclusive content. Well, people are gonna upload it and rip it from Patreon and this and that. But if you're a true fan of Phil Burnell and you love Phil and his content, you're not gonna care, and you're gonna like support it, and all this because these videos are meant for them, right? Like, whatever. But he thinks that like oh, if I do member exclusive content, then like people are gonna use Argentina to get around it. Yeah, only people who don't like you. So you think that your genuine fans that are willing to support you are going to do that? Like, if we take this logic to its natural conclusion, then what's to say? Then why doesn't Netflix, Disney, Warner Brothers say, well, since people can pirate our shows and movies, we're not going to make movies anymore. We're not going to do that. But please subscribe to Disney Plus. There's nothing there to watch, but just subscribe. Like, that's insane. Come on.
You know, we weren't with you along for this 17-year journey to see it end with you selling out essentially and becoming one of these drama farmers. That's not who you are.
But he did that. And again, his own ethics betray him. Because even if it's like, well, I didn't stay this way, you did it anyway. You ran to do it without any care in the world. He did it, took the money, and ran with it. His words. If Craig did this, he would be saying that. He took the money and ran. Craig joined the Kino Casino, then he left, and then he took the money and ran during that time. But when he does, oh, I was soul searching and sucking my own dick really meaningfully.
Or at least that's not who we thought you are. And if you continue down this path, you're going to lose us. I had really longtime fans and viewers contacting me, telling me this heartfelt messages saying, this is going to be it for us.
Then why did it take you months? Months. He was saying, oh, they said all this stuff. They probably said this like month 1. And you know what his reaction was? I don't know how far back I have to go.
Happen. It's inevitable. But a conversation back and forth a little. And basically, just so you know, I'd be knocking out of nowhere appearance you guys about it. And I was like, and you guys were like, no, don't do it. It's another side scrollers. It's another setup. You're going to get destroyed by these guys. That's all they want. Right? So,
right?
Obviously, I had that in my mind going into it. But I felt like at that point, okay, I need to do something different. I can't.
Yeah, he did it for the variety. The holy variety.
if you don't change or if you don't course correct, right?
Yeah,
So I had to do that. I had to really soul search a bit and decide what I wanted to do. So let me tell you guys, it was not easy to do what I did, to cut ties, to say I'm just
No, it was pretty. Well, I guess it was kind of hard if you think about it, because he had to be told. First off, he had to be told that he should be upset that PPP was calling his wife fat. He had to be told that. He couldn't do that on his own. He couldn't stand up for his own wife on his own to another dude. Like, just think about that. Think about that. He had to be told. A dude in chat had to tell him, Phil, are you gonna address PPP calling your wife fat? And he was like, I guess so. I guess I could. Like, he had to be told that. And now he's like, oh yeah, guys, like, it was so hard. I mean, I guess it was. I guess it was hard to stand up for your own wife, right? Because I know everyone else. I'm not married. I'm single, obviously. I guess I don't get it. But is it really that hard to stand up for your significant other? I don't know, man. I guess I'm an idiot. I'm a mouth drooler. It must be very hard. Imagine how it is to stand up for your own mom. I mean, if you can't stand up for your wife, can you stand up for your mom? I don't know, man. These are hard questions.
completely done with this and toss these guys off a cliff like I did. All right.
And also, like, it was an amicable, like, a thing, and then P was like, oh yeah, your 3-road thing was dumb, and he's like, oh, see, he's crashing out, or whatever the fuck. It's like, okay, man.
And it wasn't, because I knew.
It was pretty easy after the initials, like, well, I can't have you on if you're gonna keep making fun of my wife. And he's like, okay, Phil, bye-bye. And then he's like, okay, bye-bye. That's it. That's what happened. It wasn't anything. He acts as if, like, if you look at the DMs, it was like, DSP was like, PPP, let me go. And he's like, no, you signed a contract, Phil. You can't escape. And he's like, no, please, PPP, let me be free. But it's like, all that happened was, PPP, you made fun of my wife. I don't want to do the show anymore. And he's like, okay, Phil, you're hard to work with, but I get it. It's fine. And then, like, you know, what happened. And he makes it seem as if, like, he was trying to get out of a contract, like a 10-year contract or something. Like, it can't be that hard if you were just able to solve it in Twitter DMs and without a lawyer.
I knew that there was going to be endless amounts of harassment, endless amounts of their fan base who had been coming to watch my content were now going to come to stalk and harass my fan base who were.
It's really cool he's saying this in front of his viewers that he claims who are still fans of Kino Casino. Kind of cool, right?
Were there for games. They were going to basically be on my case all year long. I knew this. I knew exactly what was going to result from all of it.
Yeah, you were just gonna ban them or ignore them, like you do anyway. It doesn't matter. He has dealt with this kind of trolling before. This is like so stupid. It's like it's like freaking out about mosquitoes every year. Oh my god, the mosquitoes are coming. Oh my god, guys, it's very hot. The mosquitoes are coming. It's like, deal with it. Grow up.
All of this, okay? But in truth, all right, I feel like everything went as well as it possibly could have gone. I do feel like obviously there was no full positive way for this to go because I wasn't dealing with positivity. I was dealing with toxicity and negativity, and when you do that, there's going to be a time when things are going to blow up negatively no matter what. Like, I just want to make that abundantly clear. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter how popular you are, and it doesn't matter how much money you're making.
What?
At one point, if you deal with drama, toxicity, and hurting others, it's going to bite you back. Okay? It's going to blow up in your face. It's going to collapse, and eventually you're...
This is, like, very, very, like, dramatic. I mean, sure, like... Yeah, this could happen regardless. But, I mean... okay.
You're going to end up being the focus of the negative limelight. Okay? Now, I'm used to that because I've been through it for how many years, but I knew that it was probably going to blow back on the content, and it did to some extent. You know, earlier on, I'd say probably around March, April, and May of last year, a lot of people were like, man, maybe Phil made the wrong choices.
What happened during that time? He was still making a lot of money. He was still getting $150. Suikoden, I think it was around that time, and I was making money. It was making enough money for him to then do Suikoden 2, to then just cancel that game, I guess. Like, what does this even mean? Like, what happened? He acts as if, like, he was making, like, $5 a stream, and, like, he was getting notices from Kick and YouTube that they may drop him, or whatever. I don't know, it's really weird. He acted as if, like, Jade left, and, like, Demolition Daddy was gone, or whatever the fuck, and, like, none of that happened. Like, nothing really affected him, except for, like, people were just, like, trolling him in Kick Chat, and then he banned them. Like, I don't know. He really acts as if, like, he kind of wants more hardcore things to happen, but nothing happens. I don't know.
But ultimately, if you take a look at the entirety of 2025 and how I was able to then turn that around completely and course correct and be...
Nothing changed. He didn't do anything. Like, he just played games. He just played video games. That's it. He did nothing. It's like sitting there and saying, guys, it's really like just bragging how you lived your life and you got out of bed the next morning. Like, holy shit, dude. Like, this is participation trophy behavior.
Become positive again and have it be all about the positive content, gaming, and the like, rather than that toxic crap. I think you'll see that things came out really well by the end of the year. I feel like this was a necessary evil. That doing what I did, sticking my toe in the toxic pit, as they say, needed to...
But how come you could tip your gouty toe in the toxic pit and able to leave, but when Rich does it, he can't leave because he can't take off the clown makeup? I mean, obviously Rich is never gonna stop doing drama content or whatever the fuck because Rich is rich. I mean, come on. But like this dude keeps having this holier than thou attitude. And it's like, man, you must be very fun to hang out with.
Needed to be done because it allowed me to be seen in a different light. It really did. Instead of it just being Phil's the guy who gets, you know, yelled at and whipped and he's the meme and everything. Instead, it became, well, maybe some people will actually give Phil a chance to get looked at in a...
See, all this is just how fake he is. So he's kind of saying, this is, I kind of think there's a degree of truth to this. That he just wanted to pretend that he's down to do drama and this and that to kind of trick those people into being fans. Because that's what he does with everybody. He did that with Asmongold. He did that with Kino Casino. He tried to do that with side scrollers. Like, the side scrollers were the only people that didn't let it happen. And everyone else was like, Kino Casino was doing it just for the meme, so whatever. Asmongold, like, is Asmongold. Come on. But, like, he does this shit where it's like, he wants to act in certain ways to trick people into becoming fans or dense or whatever. Just to get a new legion of, like, troll tippers that he could just milk from. So he did the Kino Casino thing just so he can so people can, like, think that he may be a cool guy. Because he's a fake fuck. He's not a real person. And this is behavior, again, he has said was bad. And look at him now, doing it.
In a light that's more neutral. And when that happened, all of a sudden, people realized 90% of the stuff that's said about me is nonsense, and the other 10% that's true isn't really bad.
It isn't really bad. Yeah, I guess lying about your wife isn't that bad, guys. It's cool to say that your wife has some, like, terminal disease or something, whatever, to some other guy, unknowingly, and we don't even know if she was aware of that. That's pretty cool. It's also cool to like, invent pets and then kill them off for the lulz. I mean, these are very cool things to do, and not, like, doesn't raise any red flags for anybody, like, at all. Don't think about it.
It's just baloney, right? It's just things that people hype up literally in order to get positivity, or excuse me, popularity for themselves, to get clickbait views, to make money on stolen monetized videos. None of it
My
matters.
views are not monetized.
It's just bullshit. And
Aw.
if anything, in 2025, I want you to think about
I'm
how
thinking.
much stuff
I'm a
we
thinking
ditched,
cap on.
right? I want you to think about this. All the mobile game nonsense, the WWE.
What did we ditch?
And if anything, in 2025, I want you to think about how much stuff we ditched, right? I want you to think about
okay,
this.
let's think about it.
All the mobile game nonsense, the WWE champions bullshit, all that.
So he ditched it by saying that he lied during the window of time where he said he wasn't playing mobile games. So he admitted to that. He told the Wings he gave like a big chunk of money to it or something like that. Okay. Right, okay, yeah, that man, like, you just addressed it and said, yeah, I lied. And then when people are like, I think you're lying, Phil, you just get mad about him. Like, a dude literally called him out for playing champions. It's like, how can I be playing champions? I was running the stream. But, like, it doesn't take effort to log into a fucking mobile game. And you've seen him on stream open his phone. Does it seem like a big task? Like, come on.
All that is gone. Doesn't matter anymore. It's all dead. It's dead topics. It's in the past. It doesn't even affect me or apply to me anymore. Okay?
Again, even if you even agreeing to that, you could still say he lied for like what 7 years, and then he expects us to trust him because he said he lied. That's not how trust works. You have to earn it, doob. You can't just say, "Well, I lied. I admitted I lied. Why don't you trust me now?" That's not what happens. Like, in any anime or show or whatever where the villain goes through a redemption arc, do the heroes just trust the villain immediately and just go along with whatever the villain says? Or do they have to, like, give him the opportunity by, I don't know, being more skeptical of what he's saying and, like, trying to see if he's being honest and this, then it takes them a while before, like, they fully accept him? I mean, dude, he should watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. There's a scene where, like, Zuko, you know, who spent, like, years and seasons going after Aang, and then, like, in the third season, he's like, I want to help Aang. And they're like, dude, you're trying to kidnap him and kill him and do all this fucked up shit. You're not allowed. Get away. And then, like, they try to kill him or whatever the fuck, and then, like, they have to slowly start welcoming him in and this and that. Like, it's a whole thing. They don't just allow Zuko in and like, okay, Zuko, you're cool. We love you and everything about you. We're not gonna, like, be questionable or inquisitive about anything. But in DSP's reality, they would. And if DSP was running this show, that's what would happen. Zuko would say, I'm good now. And everyone would be like, okay, Zuko, welcome to the team. You're good now. Like, what?
How about all the long-running memes about DSP is an ongoing beggar? DSP is someone...
But you are a beggar. You keep, like, he keeps saying, like, well, I'm not begging because I'm just explaining how you can support. Okay, but the amount of time and length of it is a little ridiculous. But whatever, okay.
someone who's only in it for the money. DSP
You
is all
are
about...
in it for the money. Where's Hades 2, bitch? What about that? Dude, he's not... Today, he was talking about how he can't play Suikoden 2 because his audience hates JRPGs. These guys carried Suikoden 1 for him to play 2. And then he was like, I'm gonna put it on hiatus because we have other games to play. And then, like, now he's like, he's not even considering playing it. He's like, I wish I could play Metaphor, but we can't play it. But I thought you're not in it for the money. Why does the money matter for Metaphor and Suikoden and this and that? I thought we could just play it and then we could play it by ear, dude. Why don't we do that? Of course we can't. Why would we?
It's all about his goals, and that's all he cares about, right? Well,
Yeah, now it's this vague, ambiguous, I kinda like what a Meerkat's ever. It's like, make Phil happy. Like, that's all it is. It's just a vague criteria, which, guess what, gang? He has done this before. Literally, he has done this behavior before. We're back to square one because he has done the same shit. Oh, well, we didn't get enough support. Okay, but Phil, you made a lot of money. No, I'm talking about engagement. Okay, well, we were all like, yeah, but we didn't get support. Like, it's just, as I said, he wants everything going all at once. He wants chat going. He wants chat popping. He wants the tips popping, super chats, memberships, subs, kicks. All these things has to be happening all at once, constantly. One cannot be slower than the other. Then that's the problem. That's all it is. It's the same shit he did back when he was on Twitch. Nothing changed.
Guess what?
As Chuck says, hopefully this will play and not be a problem. My Stream Deck has been giving me issues and I fucking hate it now. Go to Chuck, come on. Play Chuck's sound clip. Come on. Where is it? No. What happened to it? Come on.
I did not make a mistake. He'll never change.
Yeah, he'll never change. And he did not make a mistake. He'll never change. Never.
There's no more goals. There aren't anymore. It's been over a month. In fact, well over a month now. And I'm not doing...
He low-key can't ever do goals again because he knows the trolls are gonna be like, you said no goals. But if the chat like begs for goals enough, the right people, by the way, demand it or invent a reason to have one, he'll do it.
Not doing goals. We're not trying to hit arbitrary milestones. In fact, when it comes to DSP tries it, when it comes to monthly marathons, we don't have to qualify for them. I just do it.
Why can't we play Metaphor?
Just for fun.
Why can't we play this?
By the end of 2025, I became the master of my own destiny for the first time in a very long time.
Then why did he drop Mega Bonk? People were still chatting in that game. People were just saying, oh, it's a grind. Okay, I'll drop it.
Instead of it being all about doing this and hitting this and having to do that, none of that applies anymore. Okay? So, great stuff, right? Absolutely amazing.
Great stuff.
And I'm just so happy that things have changed for the better. I really have. All right? I'm just very excited. Here's the hilarious part, because people always react to what I say.
Here we go.
Someone literally just posted in the Kick chat. Of course, it's the Kick chat.
Of course, it's the Kick chat.
Down from the rafters, which is the account that I used to own in a mobile game.
Yeah, I'm sure
Last active 25 minutes ago. Are you retarded? I've been on camera for 25 minutes and 5 seconds. Duh. I'm not playing the mobile game. And I'm just so happy that things have changed for the better. I really have. All right? I'm just very excited. Here's the hilarious part, because
where Laughable best kid, no goals. Where is the WWE champions? I don't know.
Goals. There aren't anymore. It's been over a month. In fact, well over a month now.
I didn't see that.
And I'm not doing goals. We're not trying to hit arbitrary milestones. In fact, when it comes to DSP tries it, when it comes to monthly marathons, we don't have to qualify for them. I just do it. Just for fun. By the end of 2025, I became the master of my own destiny for the first time in a very long time. Instead of it being all...
Oh, here we go. Buddy, down from the Raptors, last active 25 minutes ago. But you know what's funny? When some of these apps, like, account for, like, 25 minutes ago, we don't know exactly how accurate it is, right? Like,
all about
sometimes it's not
doing
like,
this and hitting this and having to do that. None of that applies anymore. Okay? So... Here's the hilarious part, because people always react to what I say. Someone literally just posted in the Kick chat. Of course, it's the Kick chat. They go, down from the rafters, which is the account that I used to own in a mobile game. Last active 25 minutes ago. Are you retarded? I've been on camera for 25 minutes and 5 seconds.
All right, let's see. So we turn on camera 47. Roughly 47 minutes. Or, let's see. I mean, whatever. It's like close, I guess.
Duh.
Duh.
I'm not playing the mobile games anymore. I haven't been for a long time.
What if he's wrong?
I've been done with them. The fact that you just posted that in the
by
chat.
By the way, how does he know that what he posted was honest? What if he just said 25 minutes ago for the lulz?
Proves that I'm not who you say I am, and all your shit is bullshit. Literally. Like right there, it says I've been recording for 25 minutes and 33 seconds. I've been broadcasting for 45 minutes, including setting up and chatting with everyone. I'm not sitting here playing mobile games. It's fucking impossible.
It's impossible.
So what are you talking about, you idiot? And this is the point I'm making.
As you can see, my
None
hands
of this
are
matters
here.
anymore. It used to be like the focal
So
point
why
of
did
my
you address
existence
it?
on the internet is that people would talk about this. Now
It wasn't the focal point. Even at the time when people were talking about it, it wasn't like that much of a focal point. I mean, my guy, you're known for fapping on the internet more than the fucking mobile game.
nonsense. But now it's literally only the content farmers. All right? Literally,
Content
that's
farmers.
it. They're the only ones who care, them and their defunct, mouth-drooling audiences. That
Defunct.
doesn't affect me. It doesn't. More people are giving me a chance to come check me out honestly. Just take a look at the stream and see if you like what you see. And if you do, stick around. And if you don't, that's fine. But at least you give it a shot.
They
Now,
were saying this.
I know that I'm never
whatever,
going to
okay.
blow up and become viral and be a big content creator again like I was back in the day. But at the same time, I have no aspirations to do that. I just want to be me. I just want to chill, have a good time, enjoy games, interact with
Well,
you.
again, last login, think about it, right? It says the last login was 25 minutes ago. That could have just been like when it idled or closed out or whatever. So he could have logged in earlier than that, I think. But whatever, I'm not a scientist here.
with you and make a living doing it. That's all I ask. I'm not asking to be rich and famous. I'm not asking for big collabs. I'm not asking to get everything for free and become a millionaire and drive a Lamborghini around Renton, Washington. All I'm saying is I just want to have
Oh my
a
God,
nice,
of course-
safe, solid, enjoyable life.
No shit. I love that he says this. Like, okay, Phil. Yeah, nobody's saying that you want to drive a Lamborghini and you want to own a private island or anything like that. But you can definitely waste money that people give you or be ungrateful about it. Whatever. Like, he bought so many useless things. Like, what's he gonna use those stupid portable mics for? He says, "Oh, I would do viral content." Yeah. I'm sure Phil Burnell is gonna film a video at a restaurant. Yes, I'm sure that's gonna happen, right? And I'm gonna make a hit movie and win the Oscar. I'm gonna get a Golden Globe. I'm gonna be so famous with my animated movie. They're gonna make a statue of me.
And chill with you guys
Obviously.
and make a living doing it. I think that's not too much to ask for the amount of time and effort that I've put into this. And you guys have shown me that. Like, basically by the end of 2025, what I saw is that if I stayed the course, I ignored the white noise nonsense. And I just,
How did he ignore it if he literally talked to Asmongold about the white noise nonsense? Like, during the time, he was arguing he wasn't begging. And then he's trying to say, well, I had to beg. This, that, but why did you have the goals? If you were already hitting the goals more often than not, why did you need them? Again, all this shit is just bullshit. He's just saying so he can, like, use Asmongold as a launching pad. Guys, you opened my eyes. See, I listened to you guys. You said no goals, I did no goals. Like, fuck off, man. You needed Asmongold to do that. You can't do anything on your own. He can't do anything on his own. He can't even be like, wow, guys, you're right. I should not have goals. And I am hitting the goals a lot, so I guess you're right. No, he needed Asmongold to be like, oh, Phil, your goals are stupid. And he's like, okay, you're right, Sir Asmon.
kept doing what I'm good at, that people would see the
I can't wait
light.
for the next hit
And eventually by the end
viral
of the
indie
year,
game and
with
see how he
Asmongold
reacts
getting
to that.
wind of me, getting harassed by people on the internet, giving me a chance for an interview,
Wait, who?
people would see the light. And eventually by the end of the year, with Asmongold getting wind of me, getting harassed by people on the internet,
Getting harassed by people on who's getting harassed? Him or Asmon? He's like, oh, Asmongold getting wind of me, getting harassed. Like, Asmon didn't really care. Whatever, like, whatever, okay.
giving me a chance for an interview and finally allowing me to be seen in a positive light by a new group of people. Basically, that big kind of shroud that was on my shoulders was lifted. It's almost like I had a cross to bear.
There's all these tweets I've seen about Asmongold like not wanting to talk to any other streamer or whatever, and I kind of want to just respond to those. Well, guys, he did talk to one other person, DSP, and I want to see where that would go with, logically. I kind of want to find a tweet and then do that. I'm gonna do that.
All right. And the cross, I was able to drop the cross.
People are saying they compare themselves to Jesus. However, I've heard people say this before, and I usually think they say this for more like serious things. like the cross to bear is like I was an absentee father, and now I want to be there for my kid, and I have to carry that sin knowing that I wasn't there, or something like that. Whatever, like shit like that. That's very heinous and like serious and all that. And he's just using it to talk about playing video games and dumb shit. Okay, very cool. Raised Catholic, guys.
And say, now we could just move on. And that's exactly what it's been for the last month and a half.
I love how easy
Seriously,
it was,
like,
too.
we just don't have to deal with the nonsense anymore. We're good. It literally doesn't matter what people say or do or how toxic or negative they are. As it's outside of this realm of this stream and this content, so who cares?
Who cares?
Let them continue to content farm and be miserable, because here's the truth. Those people are miserable. I want you to think about something.
Think about
all right?
this.
Really now, matter of fact.
Again, does he not know what Asmongold does on his streams? He's saying this, and he talked to Asmongold. You know what he does on his streams, Doob? Come on.
Think about it.
Think about it.
If you want something to be clip farmed, this will be what they're going to clip farm, so get ready for this, okay? Every single day, I come to stream. I get to sit down and hang out with an awesome audience of people who are like-minded to me. They like video games. They like chilling. They like hanging out. They like having a good time. I get to enjoy different games every day. Sometimes it's an RPG. Sometimes it's an FPS. Sometimes
no, you don't. He again, today he cried about not being able to play Suikoden 2 and Metaphor. Right, yeah.
Fighting game. Sometimes it's a puzzle game. Sometimes.
Except he doesn't play fighting games. Only boomer fighting games that he's only good at. He hasn't played Rival Schools or anything else. Only fucking SNK versus Capcom that he calls Street Fighter.
It's a driving game. Sometimes it's just a chill experience.
Yeah,
whatever it
the
is.
driving game like Truck Sim and Truck Sim.
It's a good variety of content, so I never get bored. And I get a good audience for each kind of content that I create. Every time that I sit in this chair, I feel refreshed and happy that I get to make content that people care about and depend on every day.
He was begging for views and engagement for Expedition 33. He was just doing that like a week ago. And then today he's saying, I can't play Metaphor. I can't play this because you guys hate it. But now he's like, I can play whatever. You guys love everything. But now we hate everything again.
People say I'm one of the most dependable...
Again, he does this because it's January 1st. And it sounds really good to say, like, guys, this is a new year. It's really the new year, new me mentality. I'm going to go to the gym every day. I'm going to go... my New Year's resolution, go to the gym. And then they buy a membership. They're there for January. Then February comes around and they're back sitting on the couch. That's DSP.
Content creators out there. And I'm absolutely excited for that. I want people to feel like DSP Gaming is a place you can come just enjoy games at face value and have a good chill time and not have to worry about any of that drama and crap from the outside.
He says this, but then when people are like, Phil, can you, like, not just walk around in arc readers and actually, like, try to kill people? And he's like, no, I want to loot. Even though this dude has shat on looter shooters and saying it's boring to just loot. And now he loves looting in arc raiders.
Okay, literally, we don't let that drama and crap affect us. Instead, we're just here to chill and have a good time and actually
We're just here to
unplug
chill.
from the drama of the real world when we're here together, right?
Right.
Now, it's not to say that we ignore it all. If there's gaming news or whatever, we'll cover it and we talk about it. But for the most part, we're just here to enjoy
This
each other's
sounds
company.
insane. We don't talk about the outside world unless it's gaming news. Like, this sounds really sheltered, and this is the kind of like sheltering that DSP would say is dumb and bad and evil and stupid.
Have a great positive time. That's what I like. So I want you to think about that
about it.
environment.
Think about
all
that
right?
environment.
Where every day we're
Think
just
about
here
that
and we're really
environment.
positive and enjoying everything that we're doing. Now I want you to think about the drama farmers, the content
Alright.
farmers out there.
Okay, I'm thinking
Literally
about them.
every day,
Thinking about them, Phil.
they have to go down into the trenches of the filth of the internet. They have to find a new person that embarrassed themselves. They have to find a new toxic thing that happened. Someone got arrested. Someone exposed themselves on stream.
But this is stuff that's like, as far as arresting is concerned, that stuff gets reported or whatever. People are gonna talk about that. Like, do you call the news reporters drama sloppers? I don't know. Like, whatever. Like, I know what he means in the sense that like people will clip anything, take it out of context, whatever, blah blah blah, and put it out there. But that's just the internet. Like, whatever. Okay.
Someone's on drugs. Someone's abusing their kids. I want you to think about those topics. And this is their experience of what they have to do on the internet every day. They're literally in the trenches of garbage.
Okay, but arguably, like, the problem I have with these people when he talks about, like, abusing kids, for example, that he just said, the thing is, like, let's say that something happens that, you know, whatever, like Ethan Ralph. He's like, I don't care. I don't care about that, okay? I don't care. It's like, you know, it's one thing to be like, I don't care in the sense of, like, I don't need to read, like, all this stuff, what's going on, because I understand this happening and it's wrong, whatever. But he, like, will literally, like, welcome people on and then tell them to their face, I don't care that you do that. And it's kind of weird. And it's like, that's not how you should be, like, expressing that. But he's, like, really weird. He's a really weird person that, like, he's, like, the most Tobias-coded person ever. Tobias came to life.
Of internet trash, the bottom of the barrel. And this is their existence every single day. Now, they present themselves as if they're above it, but in reality, those kinds of people...
They don't. Like, as far as as the people I have seen, they don't sit there and be like, I am amazing. I'm really cool, unlike this other guy. Like, I don't think, like, Kino Casino is gonna sit there and say that they're, like, amazing people when they shit on iDubbbz or whatever, and, you know, vice versa, etc., etc. Like, nobody will do that because they're not insane. Or whatever. Like, come on now, dog.
People aren't above anything. If all you do is involve yourself with garbage, guess what you are? Garbage. Because the only way that you can ever get anything positive out of anyone is by making fun of other people on their worst day. If your best day...
But this is like... Oh my god, I'm gonna hear this again.
Because the only way that you can ever get anything positive out of anyone is by making fun of other people on their worst day.
But what if they're making fun of something that they said that's like a little bit more than like, oh, they tripped and fell. Bleh. Like, this is like really childish and not really ignoring the context. Like, all this I've seen about all these other streamers, like, I can at least understand where people are coming from, and I can disagree or agree with it, whatever. But it's like, I can at least see why people may think something and form my own opinion. But that doesn't necessarily even mean that, like, oh, they were just having a bad day. Like, come on. He's acting like...
If
like,
you're...
It only makes sense if it's like, oh, like... That Cuphead gamer, that journalist that played Cuphead and struggled at the tutorial, like, you could that argument works better then. It's like, okay, yeah, this guy just had a bad moment playing this game. Like, do we really need to, like, dog on everybody else for this or whatever? Like, okay, yeah, that's, like, a fair statement, because a dude just played a game badly. It's not the end of the world or whatever. But he's comparing to stuff that's like, this has been an ongoing thing. Some of these people that they react to have reacted to them in the past or whatever. Like, it's come on. And this is the guy that also like makes fun of like the Twitch CEO. What if that guy was having a bad day? Phil, the Twitch CEO Don Clancy had just a bad day that happened to be TwitchCon. It was just one bad day. Why are we being mean to him? See how long he lasts, right?
Your best day of work is because someone else had a bad day, you're not doing anything meaningful whatsoever to a single person on Earth. And if you
Ever.
didn't exist, everything would still continue. I want you to
But
think about it.
if they didn't exist, these people wouldn't be able to like exploit them for money like he did with Kino Casino and Asmongold. He wouldn't be able to do that. Think about it.
If tomorrow I decide
he needed Kino Casino to get the money for the PC. He needed Asmongold to stop doing goals. Like without them, he wouldn't be able to do that because he can't do anything on his own. He needed them. He needed them.
I would never stream again, there would have been an entire ecosystem of people who would say, Phil's gone? I can't believe it. So
Yeah, but he just told us that we would just move on to the next guy. And now he's saying if he's gone, we'd all be lost in the world of people or whatever. Okay.
I can't watch his content, I can't enjoy it, or I can't make fun of it, I can't clip farm it, I can't drama farm it. An entire ecosystem of thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not even hundreds of thousands of people would say, damn, DSP is gone.
Again, just keep in mind, people kept telling him, we don't want to hear about trolls. And we are talking about trolls.
Now there's a gap.
There's a gap.
And that sucks. It's leaving a void in content creation on this planet.
Void?
If the drama farmer content creators disappeared tomorrow, no one would give a shit because they would say, oh, well, move on to the next. Because they're all disposable. They're all meaningless people. Because all they do
But
is
what if they don't
keep
view
generating and
themselves
propagating
like
the same
that?
toxic
Like,
content. They're a
this
diamond.
really shows how much DC like views himself. Like you can have your own personal value and think whatever about yourself, but I don't think anyone's sitting there talking to themselves as if they're fucking royalty or whatever. Like DSP keeps saying how his content's meaningful and robust and all this stuff, but I don't see it. He doesn't explain it. He just says it's meaningful. We have conversations. The conversations are like, Phil, are you gonna watch One Piece? And he's like,
No, too long.
Phil, are you gonna like eat food?
Baby.
Dime a dozen. Anyone can do it. Anyone can be good at it. Anyone can make money doing it.
You can say the same thing about the content he does. He just plays games. How many people do that? So many people. This is not a meaningful career. Again, he really sees himself as like Martin Scorsese. Yeah, if Martin Scorsese goes away, that's a void. That's an actual real void. That means no more good movies. Same with David Lynch. David Lynch passed away like a year ago. And there's no one like him. No one. And he's sitting there like acting as if he's like some like artistic guy. You play video games, dude. This is like the most unspecial thing you could do for a job.
Doing it. And honestly, doing that is the easy way.
This is low effort, like wanting to be part of the creative industry. And he's not creative. Everything he has done is from someone else.
Out when you have no talent. Get it? That's exactly what it is. If you have absolutely nothing positive to offer the planet, you become a toxic drama farmer.
What does DSP
And then
offer
you make crappy
the
videos
world?
about people, degrading them, saying they did things they didn't do, restreaming them and copying their content without legal permission, sitting there and saying that they actually did and said things that never happened, but you spin it for your own purposes so you can get clickbait and morons will throw you money. That's the worst level of content on the internet. And that is something that I am not going to be involved in anymore. I want you to understand that, yes, there was an experiment that had to happen. We had to go through it.
Why did we have to? Like, that doesn't make any sense. We had to do it. We had to roll in the mud with the pigs. We had to eat the slop. Oh, man. And that's what Phil Spencer said. Guys, we had to do this so we can get to good games. He'd say, this is stupid. Whatever.
We had to grow from it, and I feel like we have. I feel like we've been in the trenches of the slop. We've seen what the slop content is, and we've crawled out.
But he didn't get any other appreciation or any other take, because the take he just said is the same shit he said before. Before he did Kino Casino, he said the same shit, word for word. Usually, like, if you do something that's outside your comfort zone, you may have a different opinion on something, or whatever. I mean, sometimes they may prove you right, obviously. But he did this, and then it's like, oh yeah, same exact thing, because he just did it for fun. He did it for the lulz, and to get money. It's garbage. It's just to make money. He did it for the money.
We came out the other end, and there's still all these people in our tail view, our rear view, who are stuck back there, who are gonna be stuck there because that's all they can ever do. I said it before, and I say,
but Kino Casino found success doing drama content. Why would they leave? Just like you found success doing gameplay shit. He said he was successful before he even met Kino Casino. Like, what? Come
it again.
on.
Once you put the clown makeup on, you can't ever wash it off.
How did you wash it off? Like, he acts as if, like, nobody else can do what he did. Right, okay.
So once you degrade yourself to be, that's who you are. You're the drama farmer. You're the person who's a defamatory content creator.
But how come
you're done?
But how come he didn't retain the Asmongold viewers? He said that they loved Expedition 33. Why did he wait until it won the Game Awards for him to play it? Okay.
You're now stuck doing that endlessly, and you can never ever recover.
What? I'm predicting a Theo theory of the year. I'm thinking coming in the fall wintertime of 2026, he is gonna find another streamer to leech off of, and to try to like exploit their attention. He may do some in between now and then, but I think he's gonna try to do it again later this year. That's what I think. I think he's gonna try to do what he did. He's gonna try to do that every year now.
If any of them ever wanted to be a serious creator of any kind, no one would give a crap, because they've already degraded themselves to be with the toxic stuff forever. So I'm so happy that I refused to do what I was told. I didn't ditch everything that I loved. I didn't give up and throw in the towel and say,
But he did stuff that wasn't part of gaming. He did 2 nights of chill with Phil. That's not gaming. He did stuff that wasn't gaming, and he's like, yeah, I mean, I did stuff that wasn't gaming and was successful. I didn't have to ditch gaming. Like, again, PvP didn't even say that DSP had to stop gaming altogether. He basically was saying, do other stuff.
Forget games. It's time for drama. This is what's prominent and popular now, because that's the easy way out for pussies. When you're a coward.
Again, that's not even what he was said. You could argue he was literally telling him to do other shows or other things. Like, that's what he was telling him, and that's the lesson he could have learned. He leaves that saying, oh, I'm just gonna do gaming. So then what was the Wings interview? Why were you so butthurt that Wings didn't want to do your dumb fuck interviews? Why did you want to interview with Asmongold? If gaming worked, why did he do that then? Why did you chill with Phil
when
if
you're a
gaming
pussy
worked?
and you have no talent, you give up on what you love, and instead you just do what's easy and you take.
You remember that this guy bought a Lego set? He's not even building the Lego set. He said he doesn't know if he wants to now. But I thought you don't need to do what? What about that? Why did you buy that?
The easy paycheck. I've never done that. I've never taken the easy paycheck. I never took the big sponsorship deals.
What was Tainted Grail? Well, there was no money incentive for that, to be fair, but it had toys. DSP loves toys.
I never took the games for free that I could have back in the day. I could have.
He did, though. Back in the day and now. What was Tainted Grail, Philip?
I don't take free games.
Tainted Grail was literally a free game. You signed up to the bounty program on Twitch, and then got butthurt that you didn't, like, do it. Right, okay.
It got so much when I was a prominent YouTuber, and I said no. Because if I do that, I will change as a person. My content will not be genuine. I refuse to play that game. And so many went that route. So many went the route of the shill and the sellout. So I already forewent that path, and then
again, we're being toxic to other people for no reason. Like, no reason. Why are we, like, shitting on people who are taking sponsorship deals? What do they do to fund what they like doing more? Like there's literally DSP versus the internet videos where he praised YouTubers for taking sponsorships that matched the video that they were doing, and all this other shit. Now it's bad. Now it's evil again.
And last year, the path presented itself, the root of drama, the root of the content farmer. And I said, I'm not going to do that either. I'm going to march to the beat of my own drum.
So why did he accept Tainted Grail? Oh, it was a game he believed in, and they said he could be honest. So I love he says that. Meanwhile, if another creator said, I accept this because they told me that they could be honest, he'd say that they're lying and they're trying to exploit you because all these sponsorship deals tell you can't be honest. And then he'll cherry pick these exclusive like things where they said you must be honest or you must be positive about the game and not be negative and all this other shit. Like, what about that?
I'm going to do my thing and I'm going to persevere. It might be hard and it might be a bloody battle, but I'm going to persevere through all of this crap and we're going to come out.
How is it a bloody battle? You're just sitting on your ass. He really wants to sound like he's like doing some crazy hard work. Like he's fighting with networks every day. Like the network is like, Phil, you must do this. And he's like, no, I'm not doing that. Meanwhile, that's not what's going on at all because that's not his career. He's just uploading videos and streaming on YouTube. YouTube is not coming to his doors like, Phil, you're streaming on our site. You must do this. You must include this. Like, come on.
Better, stronger, wiser. And overall, I think people will see at the end of the day that this was all for the best. Ladies and gentlemen, today is January 1st, 2026. I'm Darkside Phil, Phil Burnell, and I can tell you, it was all for the best. We've done it. We are past all of it, and now we could just move forward positively with games and fun and a great community. As much as the people who are upset because they're stuck back there in the drama slot are with that, it's a harsh reality for them to see. You don't fuck with Darkside Phil.
What happened? He says this as if like he destroyed people. This is pretty dramatic, right? But all he did was just do his own thing. You know, you don't fuck with Phil. Okay, so then, like, come on. Like, someone should just keep... This is what I'm saying. People should just keep doing whatever that guy did where he forced DSP to restart his stream by flagging it as adult content. They should just keep doing it every day. Fuck it. Just keep doing it. Nobody can fuck with him. Guys, he said it. Nobody can fuck with him, so they should just do that. Why not? Well, he can't be defeated. Just keep doing it.
Because you're never going to win. I'm always going to be here. I am the rocks against which the waves crash, and you may erode me, and I might get older, and I might lose some hair, and I might get gray in the face, and I might get droopy fucking jowls, and I may, have a weak...
But that's just time. He's saying that we're, like, father time. Like, yeah, this stuff, like, is just aging, but if, like, someone, like, copyright strikes you into oblivion, what are you gonna do about it, bitch?
Knees, and I may have less energy, but I'm still here. It doesn't matter what you say and do. It doesn't affect me. I'm going to be here every day that I want to, for as long as I possibly want to. I'm the one who determines if I turn the stream on and off. I'm the one who determines the content I put out on that stream, and I will be the one to determine the final...
He's playing Call of Duty, and he's putting polls in his chat to what loadout to pick. Picking games. Guys, what do you want me to play? What do you think I should play? What do you think I should play? What do you think I should play? Why don't you pick the games? Why doesn't he pick the games?
Final day that I decide to make content, because I will always be in control, and there's absolutely nothing you can ever do about it, so sit and spin on it.
Spin on what? There's nothing down there, dude. Why does he want to fuck us so bad? You have a wife, Phil. I don't... Like, why do you want to fuck people? Huh?
Alright.
Alright.
So.
Okay, I think that's it. I'm gonna end it here for this video, because I don't want to be long. I do want to watch the other part of it, so I'll just do that as a separate video. But thank you for watching. This was a fun video, guys. And I hope you guys have a good 2026, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.